Hello everyone, my name is Melina Casillas and I will be presenting my bookstore and my pop-up retail presentation.
The bookstore I chose to study was Skylight Books located in Los Angeles. What ties me into this bookstore is the natural material this LA bookstore gives and the natural style in general. Along the lines of a natural vibe is the golden ratio. The golden ratio is a mathematical sequence that creates a natural spiral out of the splitting of rectangles into perfect squares. This can be seen in plant life as well, such as succulents, in the way each petal can grow. To introduce my color theory, I have focused on the color of succulents themselves and how I can proportion these colors throughout my bookstore, just like the proportion of color in a succulent. What influenced me to use the golden ratio was the modernist Pierre Mondrian, who believed in using a simplified style with primary colors. His art has inspired me to use the golden ratio in rectangle forms to create a sense of direction and space within my bookstore. The idea started with spatial planning and where to put what in the bookstore. This helped me with imagining what walls to break and where to rebuild, and what objects I can put in specific spaces. And by creating the massing model, this helped me to have a good understanding of how much space I'm really dealing with. This also allowed me to play around with how the golden ratio can tie into the circulation. These ideas together created the final bookstore design. With the inspiration of Mondrian in mind, the front elevation begins the story of the golden ratio by the display window at the bottom right. To focus on the flooring, by using rectangles and shapes, I'm able to portray the movement through the bookstore and the direction customers could possibly take. These are both hard and soft materials used throughout both the first and second level of the bookstore. Some main materials I used are white epoxy and ceramic tile, numbers 1 and 2. These are used to create the flooring pattern throughout the layout. There are many other materials and furniture I incorporated, such as wood, glass, steel, leather, and many others that can be found within the description box. Now to show more spatial planning, I have highlighted specific areas such as where the main display and social areas are, where someone can purchase their items at the cash wrap, a spot where the Friday reading area is, and some storage rooms for the bookstore's use. The first RCP shows a generic layout of recessed lights and LED light strips. I then turned to the golden ratio for a more complex lighting design, featuring Mondrian's art and a golden section spiral for the second RCP. This ceiling spiral feature allows people to be directed in a fluid and circular motion through the bookstore and then ends directly within the pop-up. From a different point of view, the section reveals where the pop-up is located and features the design of the bookshelves, the cork feature wall, and the paint design resembling 45-degree angled patterns. Like the long section, this features the pop-up much more clearly and allows you to peek into the back of the bookstore to see more furniture and shelving. Some furniture you may have noticed in the previous section is from the Friday reading area. This is an open area where, when the event occurs, many people can gather, listen, and feel included no matter what. This also allows one to feel relaxed, comfortable, and social within the depths of the bookstore. Back to the front of the store, this features my cash wrap. I used a strip of orange in particular to lead to the cash wrap because orange is prominent and easily seen. This can relate to how orange is very subtle and prominent in a succulent. Now all about succulents. Highway 92 Succulents is the retail I chose to study. This is located in Half Moon Bay, California. I chose this retail because I personally have a passion for succulents, and the trend for home decor is very popular. My pop-up retail features building your own succulent terrarium within a terrarium. This shows the progress of my pop-up design and the final outcome of this retail. As you can see, it mimics a terrarium. Like before, the placement of the pop-up is under the golden spiral, showing that everyone should make their way through the bookstore to the pop-up and hopefully come out with a terrarium of their own. This view also shows the cork feature wall. This is displaying many of the plants and terrariums made here at the bookstore, and with more plant life, it creates a natural feel like the Skylight Bookstore in LA. For my final view, I wanted to show where one would look down from the top of the staircase, either looking out of the store through the large windows, or into the terrarium where someone's having some fun. Thank you for listening to my bookstore and pop-up retail presentation.